Hello, everyone, and welcome to your very first training in the I'll Be Crafty Business Builder Training Group. This week's topic is a good one. We're going to chat all about welcoming in those new team members. But before we dive into our training today, let me just take a few minutes to introduce myself. My name is Hattie Nelson, and I live in Sumter, South Carolina, with my husband Steve and our 1-year-old son Sterling. Steve is retired Air Force, which is what brought us here to South Carolina, but we were both originally from Michigan and we actually met in Germany. I'm an occupational therapist in town. I work in the area of musculoskeletal and orthopedic injuries or dysfunction. But since I've had Sterling, I've scaled way back and I'm only working about 1 day a week. I still enjoy patient care and I just feel it's important to just keep my finger on the pulse, so to speak, when it comes to my profession. As for Stampin' Up, I've been a demonstrator for over 15 years. Like many of you, I purchased that starter kit for the discount. My affiliation with Stampin' Up has changed over the years, but this little hobby turned jobby has earned me several incentive trips, even a spot on the Global 100, and I've met so many amazing people from all over the world. My business name is Honeybee Stampers, and I am the proud team leader of the Beehive. The Beehive is comprised of over 100 women and a handful of men located all over the United States and even in a few countries. Our team is dynamic and amazing and welcoming, and I can't wait to share with you some strategies on how to welcome in your new team members. So let's get started with our training. So our training this week is all about welcoming in those new team members. Stampin' Up! Just recently had that wonderful recruiting promotion, and hopefully some of you recruited some new team members. And if you didn't, that's okay. This is going to be great information for you to start working on in preparation for your first team member. We want to cover why it's important to welcome in our new team members and how we plan to do it. I'm going to actually share some step-by-step instructions on how to do it. And I'm also going to share some resources with you that you can share with your new team member to get them off to a good start. Now, the pineapples that I chose for my presentation is not just because I'm still in Maui mode, but in the South here, the pineapple is symbolic for warmth and friendship and just that overall feeling of being welcomed. And that's exactly what we want to achieve, right? So that sense of belonging or being a part of something, it confirms their decision their decision for purchasing that starter kit from you, and it encourages participation. So imagine you go to a meeting or an event, it could be at church or a school or anywhere in your life, and no one takes it upon themselves to introduce you or to welcome you to the group. You're most likely going to be a wallflower. You're probably not going to contribute too much, and you're going to leave there not feeling so great about that group and not really wanting to return. So that is what we want to avoid. So as a team leader, you should really take it upon yourself to be that catalyst to welcoming in those new team members, okay? And you want to welcome them in, not just your directs, but also encourage your team leaders to welcome in their team members as well into your group. Okay, so what all of this does is it helps to build that relationship within the team. There's nothing more that I love than to see my team members forming bonds with each other. And, as a Stampin' mama or grandmama, it's just such a good feeling. So all of that relationship building and engagement and all that, what it does is it just promotes longevity. And statistics show that team members who are engaged tend to stick around longer, and that's what we all want. Another reason it's important to welcome your team members in, like officially welcome them in, is because there are some time-sensitive perks to being a demonstrator. Quick Start, for instance. So if you're not familiar with Quick Start, you need to be. Quick Start is an excellent way for your new team member to earn a little extra money towards product that they want. So most of us purchase the starter kit for the discount. And if you love a discount, then I know you love free, all right? So Stampin' Up! Dangles this carrot for all new people who join Stampin' Up! Or buy that starter kit. And you want to make sure that your team member knows about it. It's very overwhelming when you first sign up to be a demonstrator. So they may miss Quick Start. So make sure you point it out. So basically what it is is for the first full 3 months that they're a demonstrator. If they buy or sell $900 in sales, then they're going to get 50 CSV. Now, luckily for us, we're in the US, and so CSV and dollars are synonymous. We don't have to worry about conversions. So just know that if we see CSV, just know that it means dollars. So they're going to get $50 for hitting that first goal. Within their first full 6 months, then they are also going to have an opportunity to earn $100 or 100 CSV. Now, the way that they can earn that is if they hit a sales mark of 1,800 in sales in that first full 6 months. And that's cumulative. So that includes that initial $900 that they earned. So that's $150 that they could earn just by using their discount or sharing Stampin' Up! With others. So you want to make sure that you are sharing this information with your new team members. It's very important. Now, your investment in your time with training your new team members is honestly going to pay out for you. You're going to have great results with that in the form of cash bonuses, promotions, all kinds of things. So make sure that you invest that time in your new team members. Okay, so what's the plan? You first want to establish a welcome system. So you want to have a system that that you can rely on, because life is busy, and you want to have these steps that you can just go to when you get a new team member, step 1, step 2, step 3, and just go through that with each new team member so you make sure you don't miss anything. You want to try to do this on a weekly or monthly basis. Weekly is ideal. Monthly is a must. So don't worry if you don't have new team members yet. Don't worry, it's going to happen, okay? So build it and they will come, right? So we're going to welcome them into your team first, right? And then we're going to empower them to connect with Stampin' Up! So you want to give your new team member little bite-sized pieces of all this information so not to overwhelm them. We also recommend that you offer a one-on-one session with your new team member. So this is something, if you don't have a large team, this is something that you could offer to every single team member that you have. A one-on-one session for your first level, your second level, your third level. Now, if you're a larger group and you don't have that ability, then definitely offer it to your directs, and then encourage them to offer that to their recruits as well. Okay, so like I said, it's super overwhelming when you first join. And so you want to do that one-on-one to answer their questions. You want to go over their wish list with them, show them how to place orders. Honestly, navigating the ordering system, which we learned is in the process of being modified. So we just got to hang in there and have faith that it's going to become easier for all of us. That's key. Teaching them how to place their own orders is key, because a lot of times demonstrators will purchase the starter kit because a discount or the special that's going on is so good. But then when they go to place their first order, it's so cumbersome that we lose them and they just kind of drop off, and that's it. So, they don't continue to earn benefits, and either do you. So make sure that you're teaching them and training them. All right, let's talk about a sample welcome system. Now, you can establish your own welcome system based on your needs and where you are in your business, but here's just a sample for you to work towards maybe. So you want to start off by adding your new team member to your email and your mailing list. I personally use MailChimp, and I also send emails through my Gmail account as well. I tend to from time to time. So you want to make sure you add them to that list. And then I also included here your mailing list. I do send out all different kinds of packages to my team. And so I want to make sure that their mailing list is somewhere where it's really easily accessible for me. And I personally use a Dymo label maker to be able to, print off those labels with their names on them. So make sure you add their information to your Dymo label maker system as well, if that's what you use. You want to send an email and a letter or a package after that initial step, okay? And that welcome package or letter, that is totally up to you. So you can tailor that to what meets your budget, but I'm going to share an example of one with you today that I've used, okay? So in this welcome letter, you're going to include, well, I'm sorry, in your welcome email, you can include a welcome video with that initial correspondence, or you can send it separately. It's totally up to you. So you want to then welcome them into your team Facebook group. And when you welcome them into your team Facebook group, for me personally, if it's a direct team member, I do it myself. We put a little graphic up there and we ask the rest of the team to, hey, help me welcome this new team member. And it's awesome to see everybody jumping on and saying, welcome to the team, you've made a great decision, or it's so exciting, we can't wait to meet you, et cetera, et cetera. That's such a good feeling. And I know when they're getting those notifications, they're enjoying that as well. Another thing you can do too is if you send out weekly emails to your team, mention the new team member there as well, and give a little shout out to the recruiter, the person who recruited them. Okay. You can invite them to attend your next team meeting. This is important. Those who attend our team meetings tend to stick around a lot longer as well. So help them to get engaged with that team meeting, and by letting them know when it is and what they can expect. Follow up on that one-on-one schedule that we mentioned earlier. So, you've offered it to them. Make sure that you schedule that with them, because they're like, okay, we know we can meet with you, but when are we going to do it? Put it in your calendar, put it on your books so that you can do that. And then also plan a monthly new recruit training. So I have a team meeting the first Sunday of every month, and I used to do a new recruit training and I've kind of fallen off, and doing this training has reminded me how important that is. And we've had several new recruits, and so I am scheduling a new recruit training an hour before our team meeting. And in the new recruit training, we can go over that probably in another training, but it's just going to share just some basics about being a new demonstrator, how you can get the most out of your demonstratorship, and also out of your new affiliation with your team. Okay, if you happen to do in-person team meetings, plan for a buddy system. Find somebody that is super welcoming and is awesome and has been in your team for a while, that you can introduce to the new team member to help them feel welcome. There's nothing like those sidelines bonding. I mentioned that earlier. Okay. Now, if you're not currently holding your own team meetings, if you have team members, I encourage you to do so, even if you just have one team member. So I know everybody who is watching this training video right now, you have an upline who holds a monthly team meeting. I know this for a fact. What I encourage you not to do is to copy that and do exactly what that team leader is doing. What you want to do is you just want to add to what they are learning in their team meeting. Encourage your team members to attend your upline's team meeting with you, and then you also schedule a team meeting with them. And what you're going to do is you're going to tailor it and you're going to cater to your team. What are their needs? What are their specific needs? So whether it be something that's more creative, or you want to explain to them how to do specific things on our websites, whatever it needs to be, tailored your personal team meetings to that, so it complements your upline's team meeting. So let's talk about a sample welcome package. What I include is a welcome letter, and your welcome letter can be almost very verbatim to your welcome email if you want it to. You want to keep it to at least a one page. You don't want to send them a novel, okay? Just one page letter, and welcoming them in, telling them everything, reiterating what you did in the email. You want to include a welcome card, because that's what we do. We're paper crafters. We're all inspired by beautiful things. So send them a hand-stamped card. You want to give them a list of your upcoming meeting dates so that they can schedule that. They can put that up on the refrigerator and plan to attend. And you want to give them a wish list. And you're going to encourage them to fill out that wish list, because when you meet with them one-on-one, you're going to go over that wish list with them. You want to help them get the most bang for their buck. And you, as their team leader, you're going to show them exactly how to do that. I would share a perks page. So not just perks for Stampin' Up, but also perks for you as what are the perks for them for belonging to your team. Something else I would include is a quick start tracker. This is something that you can print off of the demo portal. And I believe, I have to look up and see exactly where it's at, but I'll share I'll share a picture of it and I'll link it in our group. I also like to share the compensation plan. Even though this may not even be on their radar initially, it's important to know like how you can actually make some money with Stampin' Up. So make sure you share that with them, because what you don't want to have happen is them come to you months later, they're building a business because they've been sharing, and all of a sudden they realize, oh, I didn't know that I get this and this and that. Okay, so make sure that you share that with them so that they're informed. And that the compensation plan is something that you can definitely go over in some new recruit trainings as well. Share that resource list with them, websites or anything that you think is going to be beneficial to them as a new recruit. And if you have a new welcome gift, this would be a great time to include that. This is optional. You don't have to include a gift, but it's nice. Now, when you're thinking about gifts, like here's some ideas. Maybe a package of hand stamped cards, maybe the last card class that you did, or a team charm, or a bone folder, or in color card swatch, or what I'm starting to do now is for new recruits, I'm going to use recruits and team members synonymously through my presentation. So please know that. So for their very first, my new recruit, I'm going to share with them the first team meeting make and takes for free. Okay. Something else that you're going to want to do is maybe calculate their quick start dates for them. And there's a chart on our demo portal that tells them if they signed up on this in this month, then these are their quick start deadline dates. And you want them to be aware of that, and you want to be aware of that as well. So, okay, let's talk about sharing some resources. So you want to share the team Facebook group with them, obviously, and maybe even do a little tour of where they can find information on your team Facebook group. There may be tutorials there. There may be videos, challenges, updates. You just want to know, you want them to know where it's all housed. You want them to definitely, I know I use the announcements tab quite a bit, and so your team leaders probably do as well. You want to talk to them about the Demonstrator Planning Place Facebook group. This is a group for all demonstrators, all active demonstrators, and a lot of information is shared there and a lot of inspiration. And encourage them to share their creations, not just on your Facebook group, but also in that Demonstrator Planning Place group as well. And they can ask questions there too. As your team members promote, if they hit Silver Elite, there's even another special group for Silver Elites and above. Okay, there's a Paper Pumpkin Facebook group as well. There's a couple of them out there, but there's one that's by Stampin' Up, and then there's another one that's like a fan group. And there's so many resources and so much inspiration on there, so make sure that they're aware of that. And also, definitely talk to them about the demonstrator support team. So they just need to call 800 Stamp Up if they have any questions regarding compliance, products, ordering. They will even help your new team members place their first order if they need to, or they'll help them with fixing an order or whatever the case is. So the demonstrator support is amazing. I've never had a bad experience with them. They're so accommodating. So make sure that your team feels comfortable with picking up the phone and calling that number anytime they need it, because sometimes you may not be available for them or whatever the case is, and they can just reach out to demonstrator support. And I believe there's ability to text with them as well. And then, of course, you can introduce them to the I'll Be Crafty Business Builder Training Group, which is this one that you're in right now. So this group, Jennifer and Michelle and I have come together to provide a very resourceful place for you to maybe build your business. And so if you have a team member that might be interested in something like that as well, then this is the group that you want to share with them. Okay? All right, so we've got a couple call to actions, and I am going to share my welcome package with you to inspire you. And so let's go over our call to actions first, and then we'll go into that, into the welcome package. So consider creating a welcome video for your team. And I know that can be scary, but nowadays, videos are really in, so get on there, show your face, welcome your new team member. And once you do the video once, then you're done. You can share that for every new team member, whether they be in your first level, your second level, or your third level. Next thing that we want you to try to do as far as your call to action is to post a picture of your welcome card. And so I'll share with you the welcome card I had before, and I need to create a new one using some new product. And when I do that, I'll definitely share it in this group. And then we want you to also share your welcome system. What are some of the steps that you take to welcome in those new team members? And then also, what are some important resources for you? So I shared some resources before, like the demonstrator planning place and, the team Facebook group and the paper pumpkin. But what has been a resource for you that you found invaluable? Think about that. Make sure you jot it down so that you can share that with your new team member. Okay, so like I said, we want this training group to be an incredible resource for all of us. So we ask that you share, and share some more. Okay, let's make it a goal to train and motivate and inspire each other. And lastly, welcome to our group. How exciting. This was your first training. I hope that you learned a little bit, and I hope that it inspired you to create your welcome system. And I know I speak for Jennifer and Michelle and myself when I say we are so happy you're here. Okay, so here is a sample welcome packet for you. This folder right here is something that you can purchase off of the supply items on our demo portal. And if you check out Pinterest or even the demonstrator planning place, you're going to see that some demonstrators, some very creative demonstrators, have taken this folder and done some really incredible things with it. So it's so beautiful when you open it up. There's even some slots here for business cards. I don't always put my business card in there, but that's not a bad idea. So in the welcome packet, you're going to have your welcome card. This was my welcome card from last year. It's got some retired designer series paper, and then our statement of the heart. That was a stamp set that we were able to purchase or earn, I can't quite remember, a while ago, but I always like to include that. So this welcome to the team is from a stamp set that you can also purchase on the demo portal under the supply section. That we have a new one that just came out called Let's Create Together. It looks like this. And so you have a lot of options here when you're creating. You can use these or you don't even have to use these at all. There are some stamp sets that just say welcome that you can use as well. I just like to kind of use these. They're special. So welcome to the team here. Here's a couple other examples. This is a designer series paper card that I created, and it allows me to use up my designer series paper, which I love. And it just is a beautiful card. It shows the new team member some new techniques as well. Then you're going to want to include your welcome letter. Remember to keep it at least a page long here. And I'm just introducing myself, welcoming them into our Stampin' family, telling them what they can expect from the Facebook group. The majority of the information I share and the most timely information is in the form of a Facebook post. And so I really, really want to motivate them to join the Facebook group because it's very important. And of course, talking to them about our team meeting. I also include what I like to call is a perks page. So I've got a list of the Stampin' Up! Perks. So they're going to get 20 to 25% discount on everything. They get their discount on top of sale prices. So not all direct sales companies do this. Sometimes when you join the company, you no longer get the host rewards. And so this is quite the perk for Stampin' Up! To allow us to not only get our demonstrator discount, but also to participate in some of those great promotions that they have. So make sure your team members know that as well. Right? You're going to get free catalogs. You always get a new catalog, complimentary catalog in the mail. We have access to early release products. We can purchase things early before everybody else. And I know that the back order system has been a nightmare lately, but we as demonstrators, we have the privilege of being able to order early so that we can get our hands on some of that fun stuff. So that's definitely a perk. They can qualify for product as well as cash bonuses. The new compensation plan allows for a lot more as far as product incentives, so that's exciting. You'll have to make sure that you're up to date on that. And there's a Facebook community for inspiration, so not just ours, your team page, but also the demonstrator planning place is a great place for inspiration, creative inspiration. Then we've got some company sponsored trips and travel, and there's nothing more fun, honestly, than going on a trip to on stage or what used to be convention with a group of your team members or a group of your Stampin' Besties or your sidelines or your friends, and just enjoying that weekend. It is so much fun. If you've never been to an event, and word on the street is next year our events are going to be live, which I'm crossing my fingers that that's the case. They are so much fun. They are so much fun to attend, and I have such great memories from them. So make sure that they know that there are really fun girls' trips that can be involved with being a part of Stampin' Up. And then, of course, there's that business opportunity. You know, you can, as an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, you can run your business however you'd like. If you want to be a hobby demonstrator and just use it for the discount, you can do that. If you want to make a little extra money, you can do that as well. And if you want to earn things like the incentive trip or cash bonuses, you can do that as well. So it's completely up to you. And the great thing about Stampin' Up, especially me being a new mom, is you can scale up or you can scale back your business depending on what's going on, what your life circumstances are. And so I really appreciate that I can still be a part of this amazing company, maybe not as involved sometimes, and maybe just gung-ho other times. So it's awesome. All right. And then I put in here the Beehive, a few of the perks for being on my team. And you know, you can come up with whatever your team Beehive, or I'm sorry, your team perks are, and make sure you share it with them. All right. Then we've got a list here of upcoming meeting team dates. I have to update this, obviously, but we talk about, you know, if you do it in person and then also virtually, make sure that they're aware of when and where, and if there's a cost, how much. I recommend if you do team meetings in person that you charge at least $5 or $10, especially if you're going to include make and takes. All right. And then your team meetings virtually should be free, and then offer a make and take option for your long distance people. This was the old Quick Start Tracker. There is a new one on there on the demo portal that you can print off, and I'll try to find a link to that and share it. But this was the previous one, and as you can see here, it has the start date, when they start, your quick start date, the last day of your, so this is their deadline, and this is their second deadline to earn that $50 and that $100 product credit, and it even has where you need to be. So this visual is excellent. Make sure you include this, and make sure you keep track as well of when their quick start deadlines are, so that you can just give them a little reminder. This should actually be included in the resource slide that I shared earlier today. So now we've got the compensation plan. This is also on the demo portal, and this is just a great reference. I like to include this because sometimes they don't know anything about this. And I know when I first was a demonstrator, I actually didn't really pay attention to this at all. But just having this and being able to refer to it is great, because you don't want them to miss out on volume rebates. A volume rebate is when your personal sales hit, like for instance, at $600, you're going to get 4% of that amount deposited into your checking account the following month. So if you have a team member that has no idea about this, and they're spending, $589, shame on you as a team member for not telling them, right? So make sure that they're aware of this, and that, that they know that they can reference this as well. Make sure that you've touched on that with them. There's team commissions too, as they start to build their team. You're going to get commission off your team as well. And then as a bronze, we all start out with 20%. Once we hit bronze elite, that's 25% discount. And the bronze elite corresponds or correlates to this 6 months. So once you hit this second goal, you actually will become bronze elite, which means that you now have a boost in either your income, if you want to look at it that way, or your discount. So there's that. Okay, so then this talks about titles, and then we've got, this is old, so this got flex account. We don't even do flex account anymore. and the performance bonuses are a little bit different. So make sure you print out the most recent compensation plan form for your new recruits. Okay, I hope that that was helpful to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions and just post them in the comment section and I'll check back later. Oh, let me share with you guys one more thing before I hop off. So if you're considering including a team gift, you know, you can do something as simple as an in-color bookmark as a little gift to them. Something that I'm going to start doing is including a package, the very first team meeting make and takes with them. I'm going to include this in this package with them, and they also have the access to the tutorial on our team Facebook group so that they have an idea as to how this works and that they can get crafty right away. And then if they're interested in participating in the future, then they already have experienced it once. So this is what I'm going to start including in my welcome packets. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys all again soon. Bye-bye.